And as we continue talking a little bit more about El Salvador, we are pleased to have five of our members here at Harbor's Edge that they're from El Salvador. And we're going to talk a little bit more about the flag, which we see here right in the middle of the triangle. It says 15th of September 1821. That was the day that El Salvador came independence. They celebrated their independence on September 15th. And we also see there's 5 flags that represent the 5 countries in Central America, which represent Central America, which is Honduras, Nicaragua, El Salvador, Costa Rica, and Guatemala.
Hello, I'm Judy Weitzman. I'm a resident here at Harbor's Edge, and I'm from El Salvador. I've been asked to tell you a little bit about my country. Also, might be of interest for you to know that we are already 5 individuals here at Harbor's Edge from El Salvador. 5 are team members. Okay, so El Salvador means our Savior. And the capital is San Salvador. That means the Saint Savior. Anyway, I'll tell you a little bit. As to the location of El Salvador, as you travel south, you go through Mexico, then you come to Guatemala, and then you come to El Salvador, which is the tiniest country in the Western Hemisphere. Its area is only of 8 square miles. It borders with Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, and Costa Rica. It doesn't have a Caribbean borderline, only a Pacific borderline. So it doesn't have that Caribbean influence. It has some wonderful beaches. It's very densely populated because it has 7 million population. The language is Spanish, but there are pockets of the indigenous language, but it's mostly the old people that speak that. The currency is the US dollar. The religion is mainly Catholic, but Protestants, especially the evangelists, have made inroads. And so now it's almost maybe 80% Catholic. The flag has 2 stripes in light blue, and in the center is white with the emblem of the country. The climate is like Florida, rain from May to October, but there's a lot of volcanic activity. It's in the Ring of Fire, and there was one volcano, well, it's still there, except that it's no longer making eruptions. When it made the eruptions, it was a show, especially at night. You would see the big flares and the lava flowing down the side. It was beautiful, but it stopped erupting. The economy is mainly agrarian. Initially, it was cacao, balsam, indigo, but then coffee and sugar became the mainstay, up to the 20th century anyway. Currently, it's diversified. It's still with coffee, but now there have some other industries, such as textiles. Coffee enriched 14 families that became the oligarchs of the country, and they have maintained great influence through the years. Remittances from U.S. workers, Salvadorans working here in the United States, send money to their relatives in El Salvador, and that income, that revenue exceeds that of exports from El Salvador to other countries. As far as the history, Mesoamerican nations, including Pipil, Lenca, and even the Mayans, were in control until Spain in the 16th century came and took over. Then El Salvador gain its independence until the 19th century. But sadly, between 1980 and 1992, there was a terrible civil war that just devastated the country. Many, many deaths, many people finding refuge in other countries, like the United States, Canada, Australia, Europe, and others. Thank God that civil war is over, but now you've got the gang wars. But they apparently had an agreement, and so that's kind of stabilized. Now to the nicer parts, the cuisine. Maybe the traditional food of El Salvador is the pupusa, which we eat with beans, rice, plantain, and horchata, which is a drink made out of moro seed, crushed moro seeds. Well, there are also the other foods that we share with other countries, like the tamales, empanadas, chicken with rice, yuca, tres leches, which you've had here. The music is indigenous, Spanish, Caribbean, boleros, cumbia, salsa, merengue, cha-cha-cha, and so we love to dance. Boy, I hear that music and I can't sit still. The instruments of the area are traditionally marimba, which is similar to the xylophone and the glockenspiel. But they also have flutes, scrapers, and gourds, which they use like for maracas. The main sport is football, which here we call soccer, and also surfing. There's a little story about football. El Salvador and Honduras had a war over football, but the truth is that the underlying reason was that I think too many Salvadorans were going into Honduras, taking away the jobs from the Hondurans. Tourism, there's some wonderful beaches, and people come from Europe and from the United States because it's inexpensive. So they have a wonderful nightlife, lots of dancing, and of course surfing has promoted tourism. So that's a little bit about my native country. I have wonderful memories. Oh, I'm asked to tell you about this. This was handmade. It's very traditional of the area. You see it a lot in Yucatan because in fact, some of the indigenous population, their ancestors came from Yucatan, so there's that Mayan influence. And as I said, this was especially made for me, all by hand. And I'm happy to be wearing it for all of you. So this is the end of my little story. Thank you for the opportunity of letting me tell you about my native country.
As we continue talking about El Salvador, we also want to share with you a little bit about the traditional music in El Salvador, which is cumbia. And we're going to have a play with our team members here. Hope you enjoy it. This is just a little bit about our background, and we hope you have enjoyed it. And the girls just want to say thank you to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you for watching.